Have you ever wondered why some clothes cost so much or why they might break easily? Well, sustainable fashion isn't just about buying eco-friendly clothing. It's also about understanding the entire process from production to disposal. Let's dive into this and see what makes fashion sustainable. First off, let's look at how traditional fashion impacts our planet. High-ticket brands often rely on fast fashion practices, which lead to a lot of waste. Every year, millions of garments end up in landfills or are burned after being worn just once or twice. It's shocking how much we waste when you think about it. Now, sustainable fashion aims to reduce this waste and lessen the environmental impact by using eco-friendly materials such as organic cotton, recycled polyester, or hemp. These fabrics require less water and fewer chemicals compared to conventional ones. Additionally, many brands are now focusing on reducing carbon emissions throughout their supply chains, which helps combat climate change. But sustainable fashion isn't just about choosing environmentally friendly textiles. It also means considering the labor conditions of those who make our clothes. Many companies prioritize fair wages and safe working environments for garment workers around the world. By supporting these ethical practices, we can ensure that people are treated fairly throughout every step of production. Another aspect is longevity and versatility in clothing design. Clothes made to last longer withstanding frequent washing and wearing reduce waste over time. When you buy something durable and timeless, it tends to stay in your wardrobe for years, rather than being discarded after just a few wears. Lastly, sustainable fashion encourages us to think about how we care for our clothes and dispose of them responsibly at the end of their life cycle. Washing less frequently and using eco-friendly detergents can significantly reduce water consumption and pollution. And instead of throwing away old clothes, many people opt for donating or recycling them. So there you have it. Sustainable fashion encompasses not only what we wear but also how we buy, use, and dispose of our garments. It's all about making better choices to lessen our impact on the planet while still enjoying stylish clothing. Thanks for joining me today as we explored sustainable fashion together. Let's dive into why understanding certain concepts really matters. Think about it this way: when you learn something new, isn't it exciting to see how it can be applied in real life? Let's take high-ticket items, for example. If you're buying or selling a car or even a house, knowing the nitty-gritty details like market trends and financing options can save you thousands. Now let's switch gears slightly to discuss why knowing your audience is crucial when creating content or marketing something. Tailoring your message based on their preferences and needs ensures it resonates better with them, making your efforts more effective. Let's break this down further. Understanding the nuances of high-ticket items means considering factors like depreciation rates, maintenance costs, and resale value to make informed decisions. For instance, if you're buying a car, knowing about fuel efficiency or warranty terms could impact your choice significantly. Similarly, when selling a home, understanding current market conditions helps set an appropriate price, avoiding the risk of leaving money on the table. Now, let's talk about tailoring content for specific audiences. Let's say you're creating marketing materials for teenagers versus retirees. The language and imagery should differ dramatically to capture each group's attention effectively. For teens, vibrant visuals and modern slang might work best, while retirees may prefer more formal language highlighting stability and longevity. So why does all this matter? Well, whether it's making smart financial decisions or crafting compelling content that speaks directly to your audience, these skills can make a huge difference in both personal and professional settings. They help you navigate situations with confidence and efficiency, ultimately leading to better outcomes. To sum up, understanding the ins and outs of high-ticket items and knowing how to tailor your message to different audiences are key skills worth mastering. They're practical tools that empower you to make smarter choices and communicate more effectively in various aspects of life. Today, we're going to dive into something that might surprise you: the life cycle of a garment. When you think about clothes, You probably just see them hanging in your closet or on the racks at stores. But there's so much more to it than meets the eye. Let's start from the very beginning. First off, everything starts with raw materials. These can be natural fibers like cotton and wool or synthetic ones like polyester. The type of material chosen depends on various factors such as durability, cost, and intended use. Once we have our materials ready, the next step is design. Designers create sketches that capture the essence of what they want the garment to look like from the neckline to the hemline. After the design phase comes production. This involves cutting fabric according to patterns, sewing pieces together, adding finishing touches like buttons and zippers, and then inspecting each piece for quality assurance. It's a meticulous process that requires skilled workers and advanced machinery in many cases. Once everything is made correctly, it moves on to packaging. Packaging plays an important role here too, because garments need to be folded or hung properly, so they look neat when customers see them. Then comes distribution, getting those beautifully packaged clothes from the factory to retail stores or online platforms where consumers can buy them. This stage involves logistics experts who make sure everything arrives safely and on time. Now, let's talk about the consumer phase. Here is where you come in. You go shopping and pick out a garment that catches your eye. Maybe it's a high-ticket item or something more budget-friendly. No matter what, after making your purchase, you'll take care of it by washing and ironing as needed to keep it looking its best. But the life cycle doesn't end there. Eventually, even with proper care, garments wear out over time. Now we enter the disposal phase. This is where many people might just throw their old clothes away, but that's not great for the environment. There are better options like donating them to charity shops or recycling programs designed specifically for textiles. So you see, there's a lot more to clothing than meets the eye. From the initial materials all the way through disposal, each step plays a crucial role in bringing garments from factory to closet and back again. Understanding this process can help us make better choices when it comes to what we wear and how we treat our clothes. That wraps up today's lesson on the life cycle of a garment. I hope you've gained some new insights into the journey your clothing takes before landing in your wardrobe. Today, we're going to talk about something really important in textile production, the carbon footprint. You might wonder why this matters so much. Well, it's all about how much impact our clothing has on the environment. So let's dive right into understanding what exactly goes into making that t-shirt you wear every day. First off, we need to look at the materials used. Cotton is a popular choice, but growing cotton requires lots of water and pesticides, which can lead to significant emissions. Then there are synthetic fibers like polyester, which are made from fossil fuels and have their own set of environmental challenges. Each material has its pros and cons when it comes to carbon footprint. Next up, we've got manufacturing processes. The actual production of textiles involves a lot of energy-intensive steps, such as spinning yarn, weaving fabric, and dyeing materials. These processes typically rely on non-renewable sources like coal or natural gas for power, adding significantly to the overall carbon emissions. It's kind of like cooking up a storm in your kitchen, but with much bigger consequences. But wait, there's more. Transportation plays a huge role too. Textiles often travel long distances from where they're made to where they end up on store shelves or in our closets. This shipping process adds even more carbon emissions to the mix. It's like taking that t-shirt you just bought and giving it an extra long journey around the world. Then, there's the consumer side of things. We all have our favorite clothes we wear over and over again, but when we're done with them, what happens? Many end up in landfills where they decompose and release greenhouse gases. It's almost like those garments are whispering their final goodbyes to the environment. So now you might be thinking, how can I help reduce this carbon footprint? Well, one way is by supporting companies that use sustainable materials and energy-efficient processes. Another option could be buying second-hand clothes or investing in high-quality items that last longer. It's all about making choices that have less impact on the planet. In conclusion, Understanding the carbon footprint of textile production helps us make more informed decisions about what we wear and buy. By choosing eco-friendly options and supporting sustainable practices, we can help reduce our individual impact and contribute to a healthier environment for everyone. Today, we're going to dive into something really cool: organic cotton. You might already know that cotton is one of the most widely used fabrics in clothing today, but have you ever wondered about its origins and how it's grown? Well, let's talk about organic cotton specifically and why it stands out from conventional cotton. Organic cotton is produced without the use of toxic pesticides or synthetic fertilizers. This means that farmers grow it using natural methods to control pests and enrich soil health. Now you might be thinking, so what? Why does this matter? Well, here's where organic cotton really shines. It has numerous benefits for both the environment and our health. First off, by avoiding toxic chemicals, organic cotton helps reduce harmful runoff into nearby water sources, which protects aquatic life and reduces pollution. Secondly, organic farming practices promote biodiversity in fields, supporting a wide variety of plants and animals that live there. Plus, organic cotton is softer and more durable than conventional cotton because it's grown with care and without harsh chemicals. But wait, there's even more. Organic cotton also has positive impacts on the people who grow it. Farmers working with organic crops are exposed to fewer hazardous substances compared to those growing conventional cotton. This can lead to better health outcomes for these communities. So why should you choose organic cotton when shopping for clothes or bedding? Well, not only do you get a product that's gentler on your skin and the environment, but you're also supporting sustainable farming practices and contributing to healthier communities around the world. In summary, organic cotton is a wonderful choice because it promotes environmental sustainability, supports biodiversity, improves health outcomes for farmers, and provides softer, more durable fabrics. It's a win-win situation that benefits everyone involved, from the soil to the wearer. Today, we're diving into an exciting world of recycled fabrics and exploring why they are becoming such a sustainable option in fashion. Imagine walking through your wardrobe and knowing that every piece you wear has helped reduce waste and conserve resources. That's what makes recycled fabrics so appealing. Recycled fabrics, as the name suggests, are made from post-consumer or pre-consumer waste materials like plastic bottles, old clothes, and fabric scraps. The process involves breaking down these materials into fibers, which can then be woven back together to create a new textile. This not only reduces landfill waste, but also decreases the demand for virgin raw materials. Let's talk about the types of recycled fabrics you might come across. One popular option is recycled polyester made from plastic bottles. By recycling these bottles, we're diverting them from ending up in oceans and landfills while reducing our reliance on petroleum-based products. Another type is recycled cotton, which uses leftover fabric scraps or old garments to create new textiles. This helps reduce water usage compared to growing new cotton crops. There are also innovative fabrics like Econyl, a regenerated nylon made from discarded fishing nets and other nylon waste. Each of these materials plays a crucial role in reducing the environmental impact of fashion production. The benefits go beyond just material recycling, though. Making recycled fabrics uses less energy than producing virgin fibers and often requires fewer chemicals, too. It's a win-win situation for both our planet and our wardrobes. So next time you're shopping, consider looking for clothing made from recycled materials. You'll be supporting brands that are committed to sustainability while enjoying stylish pieces with a low environmental footprint. In conclusion, choosing recycled fabrics is not only an eco-friendly choice, but also adds variety and innovation to the fashion industry. By embracing these options, we can all contribute to a more sustainable future without sacrificing style or comfort. Today, we're diving into the vibrant world of natural dyes, where colors pop from ingredients found in nature. Imagine dyeing fabric using nothing but plants sounds pretty magical, right? That's exactly what we'll be exploring today. Natural dyes have been used for centuries and offer a unique way to infuse textiles with rich hues while being kinder to the environment. Let's start by talking about where these natural colors come from. Plants are the primary source of many natural dyes. For example, you can get a vibrant red from madder roots or a deep indigo blue from indigo plants. There are also fruits and vegetables that provide lovely shades. Think pomegranate for pink or avocado skins for green. Now, dyeing with these ingredients isn't as simple as just boiling up some plant material in water. The process involves several steps to extract the color properly. First, you need to prepare your fabric by washing it and soaking it overnight in a solution called mordant. Mordants help the dye adhere better to the fiber. Think of them like glue for colors. Once your fabric is ready, it's time to make that magic happen. You'll simmer the plant material and fabric together until the desired color emerges. It's pretty neat watching those fibers soak up all that natural pigment. Each batch can turn out slightly different due to variations in plants or even water quality, making every piece unique. But why bother with natural dyes when there are high-quality synthetic ones available? Well, besides being environmentally friendly, natural dyes have some other benefits too. They're gentle on skin and often hypoallergenic, which is great for sensitive folks. Plus, the process can be very therapeutic. It's like cooking but creating beautiful textiles instead of meals. As we wrap up our chat today, remember that natural dyes are not just about pretty colors. They're about embracing a sustainable way to craft with fabric and learning how plants around us can create something truly special. So whether you're dyeing clothes for yourself or adding unique touches to your home decor, give natural dyes a try. That's it for today's introduction to the wonderful world of natural dyes. Hope you found this as fascinating as I did. Today, we're going to dive into some low-impact printing techniques that can help reduce waste and save you money too. Let's begin by understanding what exactly makes a printing technique low-impact. Essentially, it's all about minimizing paper usage and ink consumption without sacrificing the quality of your prints. First off, consider duplexing. This means printing on both sides of the paper. It's incredibly easy to set up in most printers these days and can cut down your paper use by half. Plus, it's a win for the environment because you're reducing waste right from the start. Next up is using smaller margins or tighter layouts which can fit more content onto a single sheet of paper. This might require some design tweaks, but trust me, it's worth it to save on paper and ink costs while still maintaining readability. Another technique is adjusting your printer settings to use grayscale instead of color whenever possible. Color printing uses up much more ink than black and white prints do. So unless you really need those vibrant colors for a presentation or report, stick with the basics. You can also try reducing the font size slightly without compromising legibility. A small adjustment here could mean less paper used overall, since you'll be able to fit more text onto each page. Lastly, consider investing in a printer that's designed specifically for low-impact printing. Some models use ink cartridges that are more efficient and have features like automatic duplexing built right in. So there you have it, some simple yet effective ways to reduce your environmental footprint while printing. Whether you're at home or in the office, these techniques can help save resources and money without sacrificing quality prints. Let's dive right into why water efficiency is so crucial in our daily lives. Imagine if you had to carry every liter of water you used from a distant well. That would make us think twice about how we use it, wouldn't it? But even though we're fortunate enough not to have to do this anymore, conserving water remains just as important. First off, let's talk about why water efficiency is so vital. Our planet isn't running out of water exactly, but clean drinking water is becoming scarce due to pollution and climate change. By being more efficient with how we use water, we can help ensure there's enough for everyone now and in the future. It's not just about turning off the tap while brushing your teeth. It's also about making smarter choices, like using low-flow shower heads or fixing leaks promptly. Now, let's look at how water efficiency impacts our wallets too. Conserving water can lower utility bills significantly. When you use less water, there's less for treatment and pumping, which means fewer costs to cover. Plus, if we're talking about agriculture, one of the biggest users of fresh water becoming more efficient could lead to big savings overall. Another important point is that saving water helps protect our environment. By reducing water waste, we can decrease the amount of energy needed to treat and transport it. This, in turn, leads to lower carbon emissions and a smaller environmental footprint. So how do we start being more efficient? There are several easy steps you can take at home. Installing water-saving appliances like dishwashers or washing machines that use less water is one way. Also, consider fixing dripping faucets as soon as they're spotted. Even small leaks can waste gallons over time. And for your garden, choose plants suited to your local climate so they don't need extra watering. In conclusion, being more efficient with our water usage isn't just about saving a few drops here and there. It's about making smart choices that benefit both us and the planet. So next time you turn on the tap or decide which plant to put in your garden, remember every little bit counts towards conserving this precious resource. Let's dive into sustainable practices for water usage today. We all know how important water is to our lives, but did you realize that it's one of the most precious resources we have? Well, let's look at ways we can make sure we're not wasting this valuable resource. First off, let's talk about fixing leaks. Even small drips add up over time and waste a lot of water. It might seem like no big deal if your sink is dripping once in a while, but imagine that drip happening all day every day. That's a lot of wasted water. So grab some plumber's tape or replace those leaky faucets to save not only money, but also our precious H2O. Next up, let's talk about the shower. We love long showers, don't we? But did you know that just by shortening your daily shower by 1 or 2 minutes can make a huge difference? It's like taking thousands of people off the water grid for a day. Plus, if you install a low-flow shower head, you're really doing something amazing. These shower heads are designed to provide the same pressure, but use less water. Now, let's touch on what we put down our drains and toilets. Things like harsh chemicals or unused medications can end up in our water systems and affect quality. It's best to dispose of these items through proper waste management programs rather than flushing them away. Another biggie is irrigation for your lawn or garden. Overwatering plants is a common mistake many people make, thinking more water means healthier plants. But actually, it's all about timing and efficiency. Water early in the morning or late at night to avoid evaporation, and use drip irrigation systems which deliver water right where the roots are. Lastly, let's not forget about reusing water whenever possible. When you're cooking pasta or vegetables, save that starchy water and use it for watering your plants. It's packed with nutrients they love. So there you have it. A few simple changes in our daily routines can make a big impact on how we conserve this precious resource. Remember, every drop counts. Let's dive right into understanding how we can ensure worker rights in fashion. Imagine walking into your favorite store to buy clothes that are comfy and stylish, but feeling uneasy knowing where they came from or who made them. Well, today, we're going to explore the world of fair labor practices in fashion and learn how we can make sure every garment is ethically produced. First off, let's talk about why worker rights matter. The fashion industry is vast and complex, stretching across many countries with diverse laws and regulations. However, no matter where a garment is made, workers deserve to be treated fairly, paid decent wages, and work in safe conditions. When we support fair labor practices, we're not only improving the lives of countless individuals, but also ensuring that our fashion choices align with our values. Now, let's look at some key principles for worker rights in fashion: fair wages, safe working conditions, freedom from harassment, and protection against forced labor. For instance, many brands have committed to paying living wages to their workers, which means the wages are enough to cover basic needs like food, housing, education, and health care. Next up is ensuring safe working environments. This involves regular inspections and adherence to local safety standards. Brands should also invest in training programs that educate workers about fire safety, hygiene practices, and emergency procedures. Another crucial aspect is addressing harassment and discrimination. Workers must feel respected and valued for their contributions. Companies can tackle this by implementing strict policies against bullying or inappropriate behavior and providing support mechanisms like hotlines or counselors for those affected. Lastly, we cannot overlook the issue of forced labor. It's essential to trace supply chains to ensure workers are not being exploited. Brands should engage with suppliers directly and monitor compliance through audits and certifications. So, how can you as consumers contribute? Start by researching brands and their practices. Look for transparency in sourcing materials and working conditions. Choose companies that invest in fair wages and sustainable practices. By making conscious choices and supporting ethical fashion, we're not only improving worker rights, but also driving positive change within the industry. In conclusion, ensuring worker rights in fashion is crucial for building a more equitable world. It's about recognizing the human beings behind every garment and advocating for their welfare. So next time you shop for clothes, remember that your choices can make a difference. Let's dive into today's topic: transparency in supply chains. Imagine you're walking through a supermarket aisle filled with all sorts of products, from fresh produce to packaged goods. Each item has its own story, right? Well, transparency is about uncovering those stories and sharing them with consumers like us. So why does transparency matter? It's simple. It builds trust. Consumers want to know where their products come from, how they're made, and who's involved in bringing them to the shelf. This awareness leads to more informed choices and fosters loyalty toward companies that are open about their practices. Now, let's talk about how we can achieve transparency in supply chains. The first step is embracing technology. Blockchain, for instance, offers a secure way to track product origins and movements throughout the supply chain. It's like having a digital ledger where every transaction is recorded and accessible to all parties involved. Another key aspect is sharing information openly with stakeholders. This includes suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and retailers. By doing so, companies can ensure that everyone has accurate data about product sourcing, quality control, and ethical practices. It's crucial to be honest about any challenges or issues along the way too, because consumers appreciate authenticity. Moreover, engaging directly with customers through social media and other platforms is another powerful tool for transparency. Companies can share behind-the-scenes glimpses of their operations, answer questions honestly, and address concerns promptly. This kind of open dialogue helps build a community around shared values and trust. Lastly, let's not forget about certifications and third-party audits. They provide independent verification that the products meet certain standards, whether it's fair trade certification or organic labeling. These seals of approval give consumers confidence in what they're buying. In conclusion, transparency is more than just a buzzword. It's becoming an essential part of doing business responsibly. By embracing technology, sharing information openly, engaging directly with customers, and earning certifications, companies can create a culture of trust that benefits everyone involved, from producers to end users like you and me. Today, we're diving into the world of garment recycling programs, an area that's gaining more attention due to our increasing awareness about sustainable fashion. Let's start by understanding what exactly garment recycling means. It involves collecting used clothing and textiles and then processing them for reuse or conversion into new products. This can range from repairing old garments to breaking down fibers into raw materials. Now, why is this important? Well, the fashion industry generates a lot of waste, about 92 million tons annually worldwide. By recycling our clothes, we're not only reducing landfill waste, but also conserving resources and decreasing carbon emissions associated with producing new textiles. It's a win-win situation, really. So, How do these garment recycling programs work? Many cities have collection bins for used clothing where you can drop off your old garments. From there, the materials are sorted by quality. Some items may be repaired or resold as second-hand goods, while others might go through a process to turn them into something new like insulation material or even fiber for creating new textiles. One interesting aspect is that many programs also accept textile scraps from clothing manufacturers and retailers. These scraps can then be repurposed into other useful products, such as cleaning cloths or stuffing for pillows. Another important point about garment recycling is the involvement of charities. Many organizations partner with these programs to receive donations of gently used items, which they sell in thrift stores or distribute to those in need. This helps keep clothing out of landfills while supporting charitable work. Now, let's talk about how you can get involved. Simple actions like donating your old clothes instead of throwing them away goes a long way. You could also look for local recycling programs and participate in textile take-back initiatives from brands you frequent. By doing this, you're not only helping the environment, but also supporting communities. In conclusion, garment recycling plays a crucial role in reducing waste and promoting sustainability within the fashion industry. It's amazing how something as simple as donating your old clothes can make such a big impact. So next time you clean out your closet, think about where those garments could go beyond just the trash bin. Today, we're diving into the world of designing for durability and longevity. Imagine if you could create something that lasts forever. Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, in this lesson, we'll explore how to do just that. We'll cover everything from selecting durable materials to implementing maintenance-friendly designs. First off, let's talk about material selection. Choosing the right materials is crucial for creating something that stands the test of time. High-ticket items like furniture or building components need to be made with longevity in mind. Look for materials that are not only strong, but also resistant to wear and tear. For instance, stainless steel doesn't rust and can handle a lot of abuse. Next up, let's discuss structural integrity. A design must be robust enough to withstand regular use and environmental factors like weather or aging. Think about how the structure will hold up over time. Are there weak points that could fail? Make sure your designs account for these potential issues by reinforcing critical areas. Another important aspect is maintenance-friendly design. Creating something durable doesn't mean it never needs care, but designing with easy upkeep in mind can significantly extend its lifespan. For example, choosing materials and finishes that don't require frequent cleaning or replacement helps reduce the wear on a product. Accessibility for repairs is also key. If someone can easily replace a worn-out part without having to completely overhaul the system, it adds years of use. Don't forget about aesthetics either. A design that looks good over time will be cherished and used longer than one that quickly becomes outdated or ugly due to wear. Selecting timeless designs with classic styles can contribute to longevity, making sure your creation remains appealing for a long time. Lastly, consider the environmental impact. Designing sustainable products that last longer reduces waste and helps conserve resources. Using recycled materials or designing components that are easy to recycle at end of life makes sense both environmentally and economically. So there you have it: selecting durable materials, ensuring structural integrity, designing for maintenance ease, keeping aesthetics timeless, and considering sustainability all contribute to creating designs that endure. Remember, longevity isn't just about building something tough. It's about creating a product or environment that people cherish and want to keep around for years to come. That wraps up our lesson on designing for durability and longevity. Today, we're diving into an exciting topic: circular economy principles applied to fashion. Imagine fashion where clothing doesn't just end up in landfills, but gets recycled or reused endlessly. That's what circular economy aims for in fashion. First off, let's talk about the basics of a circular economy. It's all about keeping resources in use longer by designing out waste and pollution. extending product life through maintenance and repair, and then recycling materials at end of life. In fashion, this means creating clothes that last longer, are easy to maintain, and can be repurposed or recycled. Now, let's explore how these principles apply specifically to the fashion industry. Designers play a crucial role here by considering durability from the start. They create garments with longevity in mind, using high-quality materials that stand the test of time. This reduces frequent replacements and waste. Next up is maintenance. Consumers need to know how to care for their clothes properly so they last longer. This includes washing them less frequently or using eco-friendly detergents, which not only prolongs garment life, but also reduces water usage and chemical runoff. Then there's repair, a key aspect of circular fashion. When clothes wear out, instead of throwing them away, we fix them. Many brands now offer repair services or sell kits so people can mend their own clothes at home. This extends the life of garments significantly. Lastly, recycling plays an important role in closing the loop. It's about breaking down used clothing into raw materials to create new textiles. Some companies are already doing this by using recycled fibers like polyester made from plastic bottles or organic cotton scraps. To make circular fashion a reality, everyone has to be involved: designers, manufacturers, retailers, and consumers alike. By adopting these principles, we can reduce waste and pollution while enjoying stylish clothes for years to come. In conclusion, the circular economy offers sustainable solutions for fashion that benefit both people and planet. It's an exciting shift from the traditional linear model of take, make, dispose. So next time you're shopping or caring for your clothes, think about how you can contribute to this circular journey in fashion. Today, we're diving into zero-waste design approaches, which are all about making products that have minimal environmental impact from start to finish. Now, let's break this down step by step, starting with the basics of what makes something a zero-waste product. First off, it's important to understand that zero waste isn't just about reducing waste. It's about designing processes and products in such a way that there is no waste generated at all. This means everything used should serve a purpose and eventually return back into nature or become part of another useful product. One key approach here is circular design, where materials flow continuously through the supply chain without ending up as waste. Imagine if your old smartphone could easily be disassembled and its components reused in new devices. That's circular design at work. Another strategy is biomimicry, which draws inspiration from nature's designs to solve human challenges sustainably. For instance, mimicking how leaves capture sunlight efficiently or how shells protect delicate organisms can lead to innovative packaging solutions that are both protective and biodegradable. Next up, we have product life extension through durable design. By making products last longer with features like easy repairs and upgrades, you reduce the need for replacements, which cuts down on waste dramatically. Think about high-quality furniture that lasts decades versus fast fashion items that might only last a season or two. Material efficiency is also crucial in zero-waste design. This involves using materials wisely, selecting recyclable ones where possible and minimizing their use overall, while still achieving the desired functionality of the product. For example, in construction you can opt for recycled steel beams instead of virgin materials, which saves energy and reduces landfill waste. Lastly, let's touch on end-of-life planning. Zero-waste design should account for what happens when a product is no longer useful by ensuring it can be easily recycled or composted. Designing products with their final destination in mind helps close the loop and ensures nothing goes to waste. Now, as we wrap up this overview of zero-waste design approaches, remember that every step from conception through disposal plays a role in creating sustainable products for our future. Thank you for joining me on this journey through sustainable fashion, principles, and practices. Over these past weeks, we've explored what sustainable fashion means and why it's so important. We delved into the environmental impact of textiles by looking at the life cycle of garments and carbon footprints in production. We also examined eco-friendly materials such as organic cotton and recycled fabrics, highlighting their benefits for both the planet and our wardrobes. Then came natural dyes and low-impact printing methods, which not only add beauty but reduce waste too. Water conservation was another key topic where we discussed efficient practices and sustainable usage. We couldn't overlook fair labor and ethical production either, emphasizing worker rights and transparency in supply chains. Reducing waste through recycling programs and designing for durability were also covered as ways to lessen our fashion footprint. Finally, we looked at sustainable business models, including circular economy principles and zero-waste design approaches that can shape the future of fashion. The most important takeaways from this course are understanding how every decision we make about clothes impacts the environment and recognizing the power each one of us holds in making a positive change through our choices. I encourage you to apply what you've learned by choosing more sustainable fabrics, supporting brands with ethical practices, and considering recycling or repairing your garments instead of buying new ones. Your actions can truly make a difference. As we conclude this course, I wish you all success in applying these principles and making fashion a more sustainable industry. If you'd like to stay connected or share your thoughts, feel free to reach out on LinkedIn or leave a review for the course.